everybody, Backyard Bullion here. What could possibly go wrong when buying gold or silver? That's a question which I ask myself an awful lot when looking to purchase gold or silver, and that is the overarching topic of today's ponderous leisurely discussion, as it's a ponderous Wednesday. Now, we are going to be talking about things like exit strategies, things that might go wrong, things you might not have thought about if you're going to be looking to buy silver and gold. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is I've heard an awful lot of times people say the phrase, you can't go far wrong with gold or silver. It's a great place to put your money. It's an easy way to save, and it's a fantastic asset to hold. And whilst a lot of that is true, and I would tend to agree with it, there are a lot of pitfalls. And there's awful lot of things that I didn't know right at the start, so I thought I'd summarise some of them here by thinking about things like exit strategies, or even purchasing from dealers and the coins not being genuine. As we saw last week, there was one that I got which was not genuine from a dealer, or even things like struggling to sell items quickly at the other end and getting your cash out. So all of these things that could possibly affect your money, your cash that you're putting into these metals. And it's a bit of a pragmatic approach, pragmatic discussion towards stacking gold and silver, buying these types of shiny things. So it's not financial advice here today, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And if you are going to make any financial decisions having watched this video, I would highly recommend that you go and speak to either a financial advisor or do a damn sight more research than watching humble old me ramble on here on YouTube. So we have a nice array of shinies out here to look at whilst we talk as well. Let's start with this big old chunky 5 sovereign piece. So what could possibly go wrong? Now, I've hammered home so many times on my channel before about exit strategies and forward planning when looking to purchase gold or silver. And I will reiterate that point here today. It's probably one of the most important things that you could think about, certainly if you're new, but even if you're a seasoned older stacker, it doesn't have to be that your age is older, but you know what I mean. If you're a seasoned stacker and you know what you're doing, really do think about those exit strategies, because they are the biggest pitfall for so many people. And what I mean by exit strategy is you've bought your 5 sovereign gold piece from Hatton Garden Metals. If you need to sell it, how are you going to sell it? Where are you going to sell it? And what prices are you going to look to try and sell it for? Having a bullion piece of gold like this, which you can just have and hold and, hold with your bare hands and touch and feel, is great, because that's a lot more liquid than perhaps something like a fancy 1 ounce gold Queen's Beast Lion, which has a very big premium on it right now, and you would struggle to sell that quickly at that premium price. Of course, you could just take it to any dealer and have them buy it off you. But if, as we've seen in the last week or two, gold prices are still rising, or if there's some situation where gold prices start going up very, very quickly, it might be that certain dealers start not buying stuff. So having a kind of backup plan to your exit strategy would be a really good idea, and it's something that I have myself. Obviously, the whole world of Backyard Bullion hand poured silver, building up a seller's profile, having that seller's reputation, having an online reputation as well, it really does help that back end when it comes to looking to sell items. And I've been able to sell, rare proof coins, I've been able to sell collectible proof coins, things like that, quite easily and happily because of that forth planning that I have put into it. So definitely think about that. Now, what else could go wrong? So buying gold and silver from dealers or even second-hand market, there's a lot of things that can go wrong there. Have a think about the sources which you are going to buy your gold and silver from, whether they're reputable. I did a kind of topic on that last week, which is kind of why I've wanted to rehash it here today. Really do your research on where you're buying things from. If you're buying from private individuals on the second-hand market, protect yourself, do it cleverly, do it smartly. If you're buying from somebody and they're mailing it to you, make sure you video the unboxing so that it's all correct and done, and just have that common sense approach to it. I think is a really, really good thing to think about. Next, if you are going to be putting money into gold and silver, and I've said this before a number of times as well, is financial planning and financial responsibility. You hear the phrase, what could possibly go wrong, or you can't go far wrong with putting your silver or money into silver and gold because it's a real physical asset and it's going to hold its value and all of that jazz. Well, it's a commodity. Prices go up and down. We see them go up this last week. I've seen dips bigger than the price rises we've had in the last 2 weeks. So things will go up, things will go down. And if you've overstretched your budget and the car breaks down or your boiler blows up and you need to spend that money from the gold and silver, you don't have your reserve fund, you could be in some sticky situations. The brown stuff could hit the fan at any time for anybody, and not to have that kind of safety net, I think is just, it's not smart. It's not smart. Some people do it, and some people will obviously have the kind of mentality and thinking that, you know, silver and gold are that real asset, whereas dollar signs and pound signs in a bank account are just made up numbers on a screen. And yes, I agree that there's a certain degree of that going on, but you know, fiat is the way that the world works and the way the world turns around, and it's really important to have some fiat for that everyday, you know, the everyday stuff that everybody needs to happen. So always bear that in mind. Forward planning, forward thinking is just critical. So fake stuff, that's another way that things could go wrong. Now, I recently had a fake gold guinea come through, and it was only by complete sort of fluke that we featured it here on the channel, and somebody pointed out that it looked like it could be fake. Now, it got rectified very quickly and easily by the dealer, but that dealer is a very, very good and very reputable dealer. So the fact that they were able to do it really quickly is, you know, is a very, very good thing. Not all dealers out there will do that, and it's something that could have a bit of a pitfall. So again, that goes back to buying responsibly from a very reputable place is a really good way to protect yourself. So that kind of brings me on to my last point, which is going to be on when you get to the other end and you are looking to sell. Selling things is quite hard, especially on the, it depends on the type of stuff that you're buying. Now, I'll start with my own hand-pulled silver, for example. If you're buying premium backyard bullion hand-pulled silver, which, you know, a lot of love, care and effort and energy goes into making, it's going to be hard to get the full prices at the other end. It's going to depend on whether you can find somebody who's a backyard bullion collector, or if it's, you know, something like that. And that goes with the same with proof coins, or with you know, collectible colorized coins and things like that. Unless you know the market and you know somebody in the market that is willing to pay something for what you have, it's going to be difficult to get your cash out at the other end. So that comes again with exit planning and having, you know, the different sales sources there ready to go. But you can protect yourself somewhat by choosing different types of items to have to sell. And that even goes down to the size and weight of the bullion pieces that you might have or be buying. So we've got two very different gold coins here. Now, despite the fact that this one's bigger in diameter, it's you know, about half, well, just over half the weight of it. You can see the huge difference in the thickness of the coin there. Now, if my exit strategy was never to sell to a dealer, because I think that the dealers are only going to give me 98% of spot price and I want 102% of spot price, then selling these on the second-hand market is a viable option. It's definitely a very, very good option to do. Places like the Silver Forum, eBay, depending on whether you've got a £1 seller's fee, and various things like that are great places to sell. But selling a big 5 sovereign piece like this, which is probably about, well, I don't even know the maths, £1,300 worth of gold, £1,250 worth of gold right now, maybe a bit less, £1,200 worth of gold, that's an awful lot for somebody to have on hand to buy. Whereas something smaller like this, which is about 450 to 500 quid, I think, is going to be a lot potentially easier to sell. Even lower fractionals are going to be easier to sell. And the same can be said for silver. You know, we've got this big chunky Engelhard bar here. Really love this big bar. It's absolutely fantastic. But it's 50 ounces of silver, and that has a fairly hefty price tag to it. And because you're in the UK and there's sales taxes and things like that to consider, if you bought something like this from a dealer in the UK, you'd have a 20% margin hit, basically. So you're going to have to either wait for a very good price, or you're just having to take the hit and lose out money. So having smaller denominated items like the 1 ounce Perth Mint bars is a good way of protecting your silver investments like that. But of course, then you have to have a whole bunch of them, and you can either sell them off individually on eBay or on the second-hand market or on the forum. But that's actually quite a lot of work, and you can take my word for that as having been a seller now for the last 3 years. If you're selling 50 1 ounce bars to 50 different individual customers, wrapping them all up, sending them out, making sure everybody gets them in a timely manner, all of that jazz. Record keeping is difficult, and you know, things go missing in the post every now and again, or there'll be a problem at the other end, or you know, you might have missed. I had a Oriental Border Britannia which I sold, which had a giant, great big scratch on it, and for some reason I missed it. Sent it out to the customer. He obviously didn't want it with the giant scratch on, so he sent it back. That of course costs me both ways in postage. You know, there's all of those things to consider. So the overarching question that we asked ourselves here, what could possibly go wrong? an awful lot could possibly go wrong, as I think I've highlighted here. And as far as you can't go far wrong with silver, that phrase, I would tend to agree. There are a lot of benefits to having your money in silver and gold, but I would say that if you've got cash on hand and you're looking to invest in something, research other things first. Have a look at ISAs, have a look at cash ISAs, have a look at the lifetime ISAs. This is all a little bit more relevant to UK kind of watchers here, because you'll know what I mean. There are so many tax efficient ways of saving for pensions even. Put your cash in a pension fund. If you're looking to put cash away like we are for that long term, diversify your portfolio. Have a SIP fund, have a private pension fund as they're called, SIP funds. Make sure that you get your cash put in that, because you get 20% back or more if you're a higher rate taxpayer from the government. It's just free money and you get tax relief at the other end when you look to take it out. It's just common sense. It makes complete financial sense too. Now again, that's not financial advice. I'm not really telling you all what you should or should not do with your money. It's just common sense for me about what I think is right for us in our situation here. So we have a diverse portfolio of private pension funds as well as other assets. And that's really important, I think, for everybody to understand. So that hopefully answers a lot of people's questions. Do let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on this topic. I think it's a really interesting one, and it's one which you see a lot of people wash over and they don't necessarily double take and think on it. And I know that buying gold and silver is really exciting, and you get this nice big gold shiny coin and you think, wow, it's amazing and I want it and I want more of it. But then you come unstuck at the other end and you get disheartened by it and you look to sell it all, and then you lose out, and then you think, why did I even bother in the first place? I should have just put it in a bank. You know, there are really good ways to save and make money in the long run with gold and silver, but it's hard, it's tough, and it's not guaranteed, and that's really important to remember as well. So those are my thoughts. Do share your thoughts down in the comments section, and if you like today's discussion, then please make sure you hit the thumbs up button as well. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see future videos, please hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed and you want to get a notification when I upload videos, please make sure you hit that alarm bell. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.